Hi. I-share ko lang itong guide siguro, or a guiding principle on how to use efficiently yung MongoDB aggregation pipeline. So if you're looking on how to improve your aggregation pipeline using MongoDB, maybe this would be helpful. Pero kung naghahanap kayo ng, for example, nag-uumpisa pa lang kayo ng aggregation pipeline, maybe this is not for you, kasi dapat may alam na ka na on the basics, no? Like yung creating ng pipelines, for example, and then of course yung mga instructions like matching, unset, or limiting the records, etc. etc. So meron naman sa MongoDB official website nila, may I think meron silang website or site on yung learning the aggregation. Yan, ito. So free naman siya, you can access it anytime. But yeah, let's proceed, no? So basically, ano ko muna yung aggregation pipeline in general. So what is aggregation pipeline? Okay, so ipakita ko muna itong GIF na to. So basically, it's a, imagine nyo lang yung coin dito nasa taas ng parang box, triangular box na nagdi-dispense ng coin. This would be your data. Okay, and then yung pipeline is ito, yung dinadaanan ng coin, ito. And then ito na yung unang stage, yung circular object here, no? Ito na yung nagsusort ng data mo, ito na yung nagsusort ng coin mo. So this is the first stage. And then the second stage naman, well, wala na tayong second stage kasi isang stage ang to, which is sorting. So this is a very simple example on how to use or kumbaga parang kumbaga example ng aggregation, visualization, for example, ng aggregation pipeline. Okay, so una, I would like to showcase yung composability ni MongoDB. So each stage, pakita ko ulit yung GIF. So each stage are stateless, meaning wala naman tong ka-idea itong sorting mechanism na to, itong sorting stage na to, na kung ano yung mga data na dumadating. Ang alam lang niya is kung paano niya i-sort. Wala siyang i-store na data in memory, wala siyang ganun. So stateless siya. Every stage in the MongoDB pipeline, aggregation pipeline, is stateless. So for example, itong coin sorter na to, meron pa at the end, for example, na packaging. Yan, pwede tayo mag-add dito ng another stage dito sa may mga box dito sa baba, na after sorting may nangpapak na dyan sa baba. Ayan, isang stage ulit yan. So that's stages are stateless. Another thing dun sa MongoDB aggregation pipeline, no? Each stage can be yung kumbaga ma-improve. So meaning dahil nga stateless siya, we could also introduce dynamically generated na stage. So how can we do that, no? Pag dynamic kasi, so it involves programming languages na. So those programming languages na, we could utilize those to dynamically generate the stage. So papakita ko mamaya on how to do that. And then of course, kaya nga composability siya, it is decomposable. I mean, each stage, no, we could test, no? We could test kung tama ba talaga yung ginagawa ng stage na yun. For example, itong stage na to, we could add a test script. Yung test script na yun, iti-test natin tong stage na to kung tama nga talaga mag-sort ito. Baka mamaya hindi pala tama, without affecting yung other stage. So ano yung other stage natin kanina, yung nasa baba? Andito yung packaging. So isolated na kasi siya, decomposed na siya. So even if we're testing this stage, itong sorter, hindi affected si package. Okay? Hindi yung packaging, hindi siya affected. So yan yung benefits ng MongoDB composability. Okay, we'll now go to example. Okay, let's just hide this one. Alright, so pakita ko muna sa inyo yung medyo bad example on how to use composability ng MongoDB. So this is the right side, no? This is our data. I-delete ko muna to. So this is our data, example data na magagamit natin on aggregation, no? I-paste ko lang dito yung script. So una, pansin pa lang, no, medyo messy, hindi aligned yung mga instructions like unset, yung match, tapos itong sort saka yung limit naka-disable pa, pero hindi pa rin siya aligned, with the common yung mga instructions, no? Yan yung una ko nakita dito. And then pangalawa, kung in-enable ko to, kunwari delete ko to, no, wala pa yan kasi bagong stage. Kunwari kung enable ko to, no, it will also generate an error kung titingnan nyo. Yan, no. So mas maganda each stage sana is may comma. So even if this stages, no, is disabled, it would still run the pipeline. Yan yung sinasabi ko na kahit disabled yung isang stage, for example naka-disable ito, nahirapan pa ako mag-disable, dapat new line palagi ito, then comma, ganyan. So ganyan dapat. So kahit ma-disable man to or hindi, ba? Gagana at gagana yung pipeline. Hindi apektado yung pipeline. Same thing dun sa GIF natin. Kahit hindi gumagana yung sorter, at least man lang mapunta siya sa mga boxes dito. And then ma-package pa rin siya. Okay? Same thing as yung packaging dito. Pag sira yung packaging dito, at least sorted siya. Ganon siya nag-work. Okay? So, ito yung isang bad practice, no, ng creating ng aggregation pipeline. Now I will show you yung good practice. Ito, I will not code na yung mga script, no, para hindi tumagal yung video. So this is a good way on how to write a good aggregation pipeline. So obvious na obvious, makikita mo pa agad yung mga stages, no? Separated sila, naka new line pa. Okay, so obvious na obvious siya na ano. And then hindi ka na mahirapan mag enable disable dito ng mga stages. So for example, ayoko i-sort, gusto ko i-limit lang, ganyan, limit to 2 or 5, 5 lang dapat yung matatanggap ko. Ayan, ganyan siya. Or gusto ko walang limit, i-disable ko yan, gagana pa rin yan. Ayan. So yan, ganyan yung dapat na kumbaga itsura ng pipeline. Naka-align, obvious yung mga stages, disable man o hindi yung isang stage, makita mo pa rin siya, gagana pa rin yung pipeline. Another benefit ng composability ni MongoDB is this. Ito, kung familiar kayo sa JavaScript and yung environment nyo, kasi ito usually sa backend naman siya nagko-code. So for example, Node.js ang gamit nyo, pwede nyo siyang gawin na dynamic for each stage. How we could use that, no? So this one, I know it would generate an error kasi hindi naman to Node.js, ano to, environment to ni MongoDB, so it would of course generate an error. It would not parse yung script natin. Pero for example, this one, imagine nila this one is a Node.js. We could separate these stages through variables, you know. Kasi nga MongoDB is highly composable. Imbis na direkta ka na magko-code dito sa sa pipeline, we could also do this in an object or using object literal, and i-push na lang natin sa pipeline yun, and then gagawin niya ulit yung mga filtering and of course yung mga instructions na gusto mong gawin dyan. So ano pa yung nakikita nyong benefit dito? Kasi kung nakaganito na siya, we could also introduce dynamically generated na stage. So pwede tayo mag-create ng function na set and set stage kunwari, and this would return yung itong object literal na to, depending dun sa parameter. For example, ni user here, we could build yung stage dito and then return it. Tapos ang i-return nyo ganito, edi medyo dynamic na siya. Bali. We could also push yung mga function into a loop that would generate a pipeline. So hindi mo na kailangan to, parang gagawa ka na lang ng looping mechanism to loop those function and execute them in iterative manner. Yun, isa pang benefit yun. So mas maraming benefit talaga pagka composability, I mean yung si MongoDB higher composability. So maraming benefit yan. Dahil function din siya, no? Siyempre, yung code mo, may mga test scripts pa yan. So, easily testable yan. So, tatawagin lang ng test script nito kung gumagana yung stage mo. Yun. So, pwede mo siyang i-test in isolation. Paano, no? So, pwede kang mag-create ng test pipeline. Then dito mo i-insert yung mga testable stages na naka-isolate. Wag mong isasama yung iba, syempre, kasi in isolation eh. Pero pwede mo siyang ma-test individually. Yan. Yeah, I think that's it yung sa ating video na to, composability. If you want to learn more on how we could improve yung paggawa natin ng aggregation pipeline using MongoDB, then please comment na lang or like na lang yung video. Thank you. See you siguro on the next video. Bye bye.